Hello.
Hi.
Here we are. It's actually Tuesday. And we didn't just do this yesterday. For a little bit there, it felt like that's all we were doing was hanging out with you guys.
Yeah,
which was fun.
Lots and lots. But we're on again tomorrow.
We are on again tomorrow.
Which I kind of almost forgot for a minute.
I have to get up early tomorrow.
too.
I've been sleeping in. Slacking just a little bit.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we have our fill in the blank
for May. Our fit bee. Yes.
We should do some exercises while we're doing it.
Fold the bee.
Fit bees.
Fit bees. Yes. Do some exercises with the letter B. I wrote that down and she's like, what is fit B? I'm like,
I know.
Fill in the blank. And she's like, oh.
Took me a minute.
But now she understands.
Now I know. And now all of you guys know.
Now you guys know too. If you see fit B written down somewhere, you'll be like, I got it.
Yes. So.
Because I like acronyms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How was your weekend?
Short. Yeah. No, it was good though. I finished Red, White, and Bloom. Got the binding all on. All the embellishments are on. So it's hanging.
Yeah, that way.
It's
above.
It's that way, but it's actually that way. Because we're mirrored. So it's a little wrong. But yes, it's on the wall here at the store. So you guys can come on in and check it out.
Yeah.
So we do still have kits if you guys haven't
if you haven't made up your mind.
Hadn't made up your mind yet and you guys want to. So it is here. Hello to all of you who are checking in, Miss Anna and Pam. So yeah, it was fun. I actually finished it all on Sunday. I didn't sew on Saturday, so I got it all done on Sunday.
Yeah.
Wasn't too hard. It was actually got my hot glue gun out. None of that hand stuff.
No, everybody needs a hot glue gun in there.
No, got my hot glue gun out and those beautiful, adorable flowers that I cannot tie the knot on at all were glued on.
Yep.
And glued in place. So it turned out super cute. And I'm real happy with it.
That's awesome.
So that's what my weekend entitled, and I finished the TV show I was watching. So
that's important.
Hey, 2 birds, one stone. Yeah, finished it while I was making Red, White, and Blue.
Absolutely.
So there you go.
That's awesome. Yeah, I did a little bit of sewing this weekend. I finished up a couple of random stuff. I had 8 inches on a binding left to do, and I just kept getting pushed aside.
8 inches.
Yeah.
How did you stop?
I ran out of thread.
Okay. I'm like, wait.
So when I ran out of thread, I literally ran out of the spool of thread. I had another one, but it was also time to eat. So I was
stopped.
Stopped, and then I just kept. I folded it back up in a nice neat pile, and then I just kept thinking, I'll get back to it. So I
would have never in a million years thought you would stop with 8 inches
of
something left to go.
I know. I had a couple of inches, a corner, and a couple of inches.
Lost that bet. I would have totally lost that bet.
And probably if I wasn't turning a corner, I would have totally just finished it. But then you got to shift the whole thing to do the corner. So I was and Dave was like, let's eat. So I stopped, and then I just then I did Tony's binding in between, and so I found other things and just didn't get
back to that
right.
Yeah.
So
sometimes other things do interfere.
Yeah, but it was just one of those things that I was like, I just need to get it done. So I did that.
Closing us out.
Oh yeah, they don't want to talk to us. He didn't do a very good job.
Nope. No, he did not. I was gonna say I feel a little offended, but I feel a little better now.
We hung out in the new RV a little bit. Dave just
went out and hung out outside.
Yeah, he was looking for the
outside,
looking for the space where the chipmunk might have gotten in. He thinks he found it. So then we had some
more chipmunks.
Yeah, we had some laughs. Some places where they did a really pretty line of caulking. But it was above the seam.
It's beautiful, just not in the right spot.
Not in the right spot. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was kind of funny.
We're prepping for the master bath overhaul.
Yes.
So spent a little bit of money this weekend, and I may be spending a little bit more tonight. So we'll see. I'm going to swing by the I think Depot tonight and see what I can
check out their stuff.
Just check it out. So we know what we want, which is part of the problem.
Well,
when you have a specific thing that you want, it's sometimes harder to find when if you
Well,
don't know exactly what
and
you
things
want.
aren't normal right now, so it's so much harder to find things.
So much harder, and everything is so much more expensive.
Yes.
It's just insane. So, you know, it's like, okay, do I really want to spend that much money on something that it's not really exactly what I want?
No.
And the answer is no.
Yeah.
You got it. So, but got the cabinets that I wanted, so that was a bonus. But
we have our master bathroom left to do. And so I'm like right there with you. We haven't started buying the stuff yet, but I have like the shopping list.
Yeah, I only have one piece left. Well, two pieces, but of one, we just need this countertop sinks.
Yeah. Yeah, you're way ahead of me. We have to gut it.
It's not all installed.
And buy it all.
Just buying it, but yeah. So within the next couple of weeks, it should all be done. So.
Yeah.
Assuming I can find countertops, or I will have, of course, the phone's ringing. We're live. That's how it works. So hello to all of you checking in. It looks like we've got a nice little group hanging out with us. And so today we're going to talk rhinestones.
We are.
So I haven't actually done rhinestones in a little while. Well, I mean in a class, because I actually have done rhinestones in a little since. Actually, I just did rhinestones yesterday, prepping for today. But I love rhinestones. You can add rhinestones to just about anything. They have some that are stickers if you can't heat it. But what we're going to be doing today is actually the Hotfix, so the heat applied rhinestones. And if you have one of the new machines, the top ones, the Disney designed ones, you actually got a starter kit in the box.
Right.
And so what that would look like are 6x6. I'm gonna grab these over here. So these are the pieces that you need. Just gonna cover my face. So you have the black, which is the template paper. It feels like flock, so it's fuzzy, kind of velvety feeling stuff. And that has the backing paper on it. That's got a couple. I think that was a customer's from a class that
didn't work out.
Oopsed.
Yeah, that's what those little holes are.
You got some little holes in there that are not appropriate. So that's just kind of an extra.
It's not supposed to go all the way through.
It's not supposed to go all the way through. And then you also have this stuff here. The green is actually just the backing paper here. It is actually clear. So this is good stuff. And this is the transfer. So you actually need both of those. And in that sampler kit, you would get 6x6 sheets of both. And you get a couple. I actually don't know exactly how many, but you get a couple. So in the machine itself, you actually have rhinestone designs. The Rhinestone Starter Kit itself comes with the large sheets and a sampling of different rhinestones, and you get some little tools in there as well as some really great rhinestone designs. What are you staring at?
Someone asked if we still had a make-yourself-at-home kit. We do.
I do.
It's in the basket right here.
We are currently missing the, as we're stretching. The embellishment kit, but it has been ordered and should be in
probably next week.
So we'll have the whole thing probably next week. So, and that's the last one.
Yeah, that is our last kit.
So I don't think
it is.
I meant to go on a little hike. Right. I feel like I saw a fabric kit hiding in something somewhere else, but I could be wrong. So
Patty, it is the last one. It isn't on our website. If you do want one, you can give the store a call and we can hold it for you. We can hold it, and if you still need an embellishment kit or a pattern, we can get you that. But if you just want the fabric, that's okay as well. So if you want that one, I wouldn't wait too long.
I would not, because we can't get those fabrics anymore. So I can't make more fabric kits. You certainly could sub in, other things, miscellaneous whatnots and stuff, but the cute little chairs and whatnot stuff that's in there, we can't get that fabric anymore. So I'm afraid that might be it. Like I said, I feel like there might be one shoved in a box where it doesn't belong, but I could be seeing things. So
I have the embellishment kit sold. No call now.
Sounds like a plan. Patty. All right, very good. So, all right. So back to the rhinestones. The Rhinestone Starter Kit we do have here in the store. And she did actually take a few minutes and put that on the website. So if after we show how all of this works, you are interested in getting one of these cute little guys here, it comes with everything that you need to actually get going. And these will work no matter what your model of scan and cut is, because you're actually loading that into Canvas Workspace, and that gives you the tools and all of the designs and everything that you need. Taking a break. Good job, Mom. Sit down and take a load off that hip. So, hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Lisa's mom.
So if you guys would like that, we do have a couple here in the shop, and it shouldn't take too long to get them in stock again if we do sell out of those. I absolutely love doing rhinestones. Do you want to show my cheater rhinestones too?
Yes.
So I did this really great
This is so
class,
cool.
and we did this dandelion spray. So I know it's kind of hard to see. I'm going to move it a little bit. You guys, like I said, I know it's really hard to see. There's this really great dandelion spray that is on the back of this. This is done out of holographic heat transfer vinyl. Same thing, takes 2 seconds to do that versus the process of going through here. So super fun. It is just so easy. All you have to do is weed the heat transfer vinyl on there.
I know you
and
guys,
then iron that out.
Yeah, you can't really see that, but it's flat, so there's no crystals.
So if you're doing something for little ones that you want to do the look of rhinestones, it is just so easy, and you iron that on, and there's no little gems for them to pick off and then put in their mouth where you don't want them to do that or anything like that. So it's really cool. So that's my cheating rhinestone sample on how to do that. But the whole point is, it's really not that it's hard. It's just a little bit of a tedious, because there's lots of steps that you need to do. But once you have a template, you can continue to use that template over and over and over again.
And this cheater one was still cut with the rhinestone.
It is exactly. So,
right. So even though you were cutting it, instead of cutting it on this piece, right? So instead of cutting it on the black to make the template, you just cut on the holographic.
Right. So here is my template to do the rhinestones. So in the class, all of you hated me at the end of this class because we had to actually weed out all of these circles. And so in this, we all had the lovely rhinestone packs at the end, because we had these little black circles everywhere, all over the store, all over us and everything else. And we had to weed these out. I can reuse this. I can put this design anywhere that I want, because I already have this. So I've kept it. It's mine. I can do it over and over and over again. And I also still have that cut file that I can then do with the heat transfer vinyl. So those two different pieces are using the exact same cut file. Right. So cool to be able to do those two different pieces with that same cut file.
Right. So just to clarify, you don't need rhinestones to do it with the holographic, but you still need
that cut file.
You still need that cut file. It still needs to cut the circles, essentially.
Exactly.
It just cutting the circles out of this. So, hi, Patty.
Hi, Patty. So that is one of the really cool things about this. Once you have that cut file, as far as rhinestones go, you create one template, you can use it 100 times. You don't have to keep cutting it over and over again.
Absolutely.
You have that. So I have some different ones just so that you guys can see. This is one of the free ones. It's just a real simple butterfly. You guys know I like Wonder Woman. So I have my Wonder Woman template. This has over 800 rhinestones in it. It took me a little while, but it turned out really cool. I have monograms for everybody in my family. So I've got mine, I've got my mom's, I've got my oldest daughter's, I have my middle one, my younger daughter's, and then I have my son's girlfriend, because my son didn't want a rhinestone, right? I don't know. No, he wasn't into that.
You notice she doesn't have one for me.
Yeah, you're right. I can rectify that, but you know.
I'm feeling a little left out. It's okay.
And it's funny because I actually have a whole bunch of yours too, because I created them for all of the customers that took that class. So I have a whole bunch of them, but you're right. I don't have one for you. I suck. I'm sorry.
Some friend. I'm kidding.
So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to create it and I'm going to send it to you and you have to make it.
There we go. I can
see.
Do that.
I'm mean. I'm a mean
I have
friend.
the tools.
You do have the tools. That's the whole point. Okay. So how do you create those? That's what we're going to show you guys how to do today. It's really not super hard. So I'm going to have her toss the screen over there. So we're going to see the screen here. So this is, again, the 230D, which is the Disney machine.
Jen said we popped up when she picked up her phone.
Sorry. All right. So this is, like I said, you do get some built-in designs, and they do happen to be Disney designs, which is kind of cool. So you can see along here, we've got some princess designs.
I'm just looking.
We've got some princess designs and we have some Disney Mickey designs. This is the one that I'm going to show you. And I've kind of prepped some of these so that you guys can see some movie magic. Yeah, we actually knew that phone call was coming in. Sorry. So we're going to grab this little guy right here. And you can see the size that we have. So
is it for Patty?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I think she said she had an embellishment kit.
She has the embellishment. Yeah.
Okay.
At least that's what
she said here.
Yep.
I think she just wants the kit.
We'll figure it all out if there's something more to it. So all I have to do on screen, all I have to do is tell it okay, and it's going to just pop up here. And I have, wow, there's just a whole bunch of pop-ups here. So the red box here indicates that is my design, and I can move that around anywhere that I have my template that I'm going to put that on the mat. Whenever I am teaching a class, I always recommend that you move your design. Don't always cut. You guys notice it comes up in that upper left-hand corner of your mat. If you always cut in that upper left-hand corner of your mat, your upper left-hand corner of your mat is going to die because you're going to have cut lines.
Right. You can't turn your mat.
You can't flip the mat on the DX machine. So if you have an old CM series machine, you can flip the mat around so that this would be the upper left-hand corner of the mat so that you can use the different pieces of the mat a little bit easier. But what happens if you have this always being the cut area is the cut lines build up, and then you don't have a large area that it can grab hold of whatever you're sticking to the mat. So it doesn't stick as well.
Right. Even if your mat is still sticky because there's so
you
many
need a
lines
large
in
surface
it.
area for it to grab hold of whatever it is. So even if in between those areas, in between those areas is sticky, if it's not a large enough area, it can't grab hold of your paper, your fabric, your whatever it is that you're putting down there. So I highly recommend that you move it to different parts of the mat so that you get the longevity that you want out of your mat. I really feel like I'm going to sneeze, so I apologize ahead of time. I'm trying not to. So I think I got it for a minute anyway.
Look up, right?
I know. I'm like, oh, okay. I think I got it. So I'm going to move this down here. So again, I can keep that going. We are going to use a mat that is fairly sticky. It's even sticky on the back, evidently. Static clean sticky. I got a little note coming along here with me. So we are going to go ahead and we are going to use the standard mat for this. If you have a brand new low tack mat, it's probably going to be sticky enough, but they do lose a little bit of sticky as time goes on. So thank you, Marianne. I do try. So we want to use, I do generally use my standard mat, especially once I've used it for a little while, because like I said, it does lose the sticky a little bit as we go. I do, again, highly recommend that lovely, totally awesome cleaner, which is the yellow stuff. I find it at Dollar Tree. I found it at Big Lots. It's a whole whopping $1.
And it's called.
It is literally called Totally Awesome. It is totally awesome.
Totally awesome.
But it is actually called Totally Awesome. I actually put a spray in each quadrant of my mat, and then I move the cleaner around. I don't scrape the cleaner because it will actually take the cleaning. The cleaner will actually remove the adhesive if you scrub. Yeah. So don't scrub, just move it around. You can use your fingers. You can use the tool that's called a scraper. Don't do that. She's trying to yawn on me.
I'm trying not to.
Not allowed.
Looking up.
So when you clean the mats, which I recommend that you do after like every project, because you want to make sure that you're getting all those fuzzies out of the cut lines.
Clean it right away.
Clean it right away. If you let it sit, then it's a lot harder to get that stuff out of there. So real quick, we're going to swap screens again. So I'm going to move the camera and you guys hopefully won't get too incredibly nauseous as we do so. We're back.
Did you miss us?
All right.
So we're going to show you what it's like when it actually cuts. So Lisa's going to be moving that around a little bit so that we can get a good shot in there. Can you see that underneath there?
I think so.
Yeah. Okay. So, how many of you guys have a Rhinestone Kit? If you don't, you can purchase one on our website. We would be happy to get it out to you because you're going to definitely need one if you don't have one already. And like Lisa said, it fits all of the scan and cuts, not just the super new one.
Yep. So it doesn't actually fit, I guess, for lack of a better word. It doesn't actually join up with your machine at all. It literally links into your Canvas workspace, which is why it will work with any of the machines. So it's one of those that allows for that. The a lot of the new things that they're coming out with will only work with the new machines. Actually, everything that they're coming out with will only work with the new machines. So it's nice that it gives you the ability to play with something. I know a lot of you already have that because a lot of you have taken classes from me.
Right.
But unfortunately, you can't create a rhinestone design unless you buy the Rhinestone Kit. So it's one of those things that it's kind of the catch-22. Technically, if you bought Craft and Cut, which is a purchasable cutting software, you could create them. Yeah, I saw that.
Sorry, trying so hard not to do that.
You can see the lips like quivering, like I'm not gonna yawn.
I'm not gonna yawn.
It's not gonna happen. Oh. All right, so back to business here. I have loaded in my standard mat. You can see the purple arrow up here. They are all color coded. You can kind of see here, I have the black topped blade in here. So again, on the DX machines, the color coding here tells you which blades to put in. The black is the standard, like your teal is on your
650
on your CM series, your 650, your 550, your 350. If you are cutting on vinyls, you would have a light blue blade. If you are cutting on fabric, you would have the gold or tan colored top blade in here.
And there's some color coding that goes with the mat, right? And the blade.
When it comes to that fabric, so if you have the tan, that was really weird. I froze there for a second. I was like, oh no. The tan blade would be used with the tan mat. Yep, you got that absolutely right. So on my screen, which you can no longer see, I am going to go ahead and select cut. Very, very important. We said earlier, I showed you that we have that 2 parts to this black stuff that we've got on the mat here, which again, you can't see because I have in that bottom quarter of my mat. We only want to cut through the top part of that, which is the black portion. I have never in all of the cutting that I have done had this cut as good as it did when I was prepping that stuff yesterday.
So you don't
we don't want to cut all the way through. If you have the CM series machines, we have always done all of those test cuts. Okay, you just want to get just the top black portion. We cut, we cut, we cut, we test, we test, we test until we get just that perfect top portion. But we never seem to get it just perfect. This stuff literally
was like butter, you said.
I have never had as good of luck as I did yesterday. I have cut, like I said, some previous pieces so we could have some movie magic and you guys wouldn't have to wait for everything to watch how it all goes. And it was just like, holy crap, this works perfectly. So it was really, really cool because that's how it should be. We shouldn't be frustrated with the whole weeding process. So it really is. If this is something that you really like and you've been kind of waffling on, well, maybe I want to get a new one. Wait till you see how wonderful this works. And now watch today. It won't work as great. No, I'm just kidding.
The pressure.
So on my settings, I have been using this blade for a little bit. So again, if you have been listening to any of my scan and cut stuff, I bump my pressure up from auto to 1 when it starts to maybe not cut quite as clean. And then when I get that again, I bump it to 2. So rather than replace my blade immediately when it didn't work 100%, because the blade's getting a little bit duller, I'm giving it a little extra oomph. And I want to make my blade last a little longer. I always say I'm just as frugal as everybody else, right? I don't want to replace my blade the minute that it maybe doesn't work perfectly. So I just give it a little extra oomph, just like you would in the kitchen.
Right.
You're going to give it that little extra push when you go to cut your apple or whatever it is that you're doing in the kitchen. So I've got my pressure at 1. My speed is at 3. I like to slow my things down just a little bit. That's a Lisa thing, not a brother thing. That is totally a me thing. And my half cut, very importantly, is on. I'm going to go ahead and hit start. The blade is going to go across the top there, and it's going to do its test, which means it's getting its baseline for where to set the blade. And now it's going to come to my black and test again so that it knows where to set that. And then it's going to take the half reading of that. It's going to go through here. It's got about a 7-minute cut. You'll notice you can actually still hear me talking.
Yeah, it's very quiet.
It's really, really quiet, which is also a really nice feature about this. So while this is cutting, if any of you do have questions about any of this, I'd be really, really happy to answer any of those. But also while it's cutting, let's talk about some of those different things. So I talked about cleaning the mat. This is the scraper blade, and it is called a scraper. I don't recommend actually scraping your mat because you can actually scrape the adhesives off, but you can actually move things around. Did you see that? It's freezing again. Hopefully we're still getting a good
yeah, somebody's probably on our Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I wonder who that could be. So this is the scraper. I absolutely love this tool. Again, I don't use it to actually scrape my mat, but I do move my cleaner around by using that. And that cleaner, again, is called Totally Awesome. And I personally have purchased it at both Big Lots and the Dollar Tree. It's the yellow cleaner. They do have it in different colors. And I do not dilute it. There is a dilution schedule on the side of the bottle. I do not dilute that. And then in your Rhinestone kit, you get this beautiful brush. For those of you who have purchased a Disney machine, this does come in the Rhinestone Sampler kit because you will be using this when you are putting the rhinestones in there. So this is very important. Don't throw this away. You do need that. And then the rhinestones themselves. So the rhinestones in the sampler come in just a little Ziploc bag, but they are available for purchase in different sizes and colors. These are just the clear, which I tend to use the most of personally. I just like to add a little bit of bling, but not in any kit is this wonderful little tool. And this is the Hotfix Rhinestone Setter. It is made by R&K, which is also Floriani. It is literally a battery operated tool. You push the little button on here. The red light comes on. It doesn't have multiple tips. It is one thing. You set it literally horizontally on top of the rhinestone. You hold it for 20-ish seconds, depending on how heavy or large the rhinestone is. And it has adhered onto whatever it is that you're doing. You can do rhinestones that you maybe missed with your iron or your heat press, or you can set individual rhinestones. So individual rhinestones, I just bumped the camera. I apologize.
I'm going to pop to us though so they can see that a little bit better.
So this is a jean jacket that I have had, oh Lord, I don't know, about 4 sizes ago. But I did, this is an Anita Good Design peacock design. And we can hold it up a little bit closer here, but in each of the eyes, you want it, it's on your side.
Yep.
On each of the eyes, I set a rhinestone, and it has gone through the wash. I couldn't even tell you how many. It's really in the plume up at the top.
At the top, yeah.
And then in each of the feather eyes, I added just a little rhinestone, and I did that with that Hotfix setter. And again, I can't even begin to tell you how many times it's been through the wash. And they have stayed put, and I have never had to go back in and add one. I haven't had any fall off. I use that Hotfix setter on the new red, white, and bloom to add those rhinestones that I did instead of
in the lights, right?
Instead of the lights. So it is really, really easy to add a lot. So those would be for individuals or if you missed one.
Mhm.
So when I say missed one, you'll see what I'm talking about in a few minutes. We've only got a couple minutes left here cutting. And then we'll kind of show you what we're talking about on how to set the rhinestones themselves into the template. But it's really not too difficult to miss something, especially something as large as that big, I was going to say Disney. That's really not Disney.
Yeah.
That's dandelions. Look at that. But when you have something that large, it's really easy to have missed a spot. You know, you go through it and you're like, yep, I got it. Let's go. I'm done.
Mhm.
And you go and you press it. And then you're looking, you're like, hey, I got a hole.
Right. Well, and the other reason that is like the holes in the bottom of your iron. So, you know,
when you heat it all and you're just like, oh, son of a gun, that one didn't stick.
Right. Maybe it was in like
don't mess with,
yeah,
you know, the iron. You're trying to get just the tip of the iron in that one little spot. Right. It's just not worth it. Grab your little Hotfix tool and bing, and you're done. So easy. And it happens. I mean, especially like she was saying with the holes of the iron, it is a very, very common thing that happens. So having something like that is really, really great. And one of the reasons I like that one so well is because it doesn't matter what size, what shape.
Yeah, you don't have to screw that
there's
tip
no
in.
tips. It is a tip and that's it. So if it's a larger rhinestone, you'll hold it on there a little bit longer.
Mm-hmm.
But that is literally, there's something tickling me. Little hair that fell out or something there is tickling my arm. But yeah, so it is a really, really great tool to have in your craft room, sewing room, whatever type of crafts that you do. You can put that on paper. So if you do cards and you want to add a little bit of something, you can Hotfix on paper. There is really no limit to how many things that you can put that on. So
I have some embroidered cards that have little circles on them. It's like a flower bloom. And I've got Hotfix crystals on them. They're so fun to use.
All right, so.
Oh, the tool was in the way.
Close. All right, so we've got a little workspace here now. I'm going to get rid of all of this. So you guys can see the imprint of where those circles are. So what we want to do now is basically get rid of all of those circles. There's lots of ways that you can do this. If you've ever been in one of my rhinestone classes, especially if you have had a CM machine in the past, we have done lots of different things. We have slowly peeled and used our finger to get them off. First step, get it started. Evidently, that's going to be the hardest part today. All right. And so what we want to do is get those pieces. So you can see that it's done a pretty good job. I'm going to get my glasses on here if you don't mind.
That would make that easier.
Even those are just a little bit blurry. So if you have something that is stuck, you can peel that off. Having tweezers is super helpful. But for any of you who have been in one of those previous classes, this is going to make you a little ill. So I apologize. You can see that basically did all of the work for me. That is what having the perfect cut is all about. I literally have to do almost no work. So all I have to do is come to any spot and just pick out any little bits that didn't come off that backing, which there are probably 5 or 6, maybe somewhere in there. So literally almost no work here. This is what doing a rhinestone template is supposed to look like.
It definitely wasn't like that the last time you taught a class.
It was really not. There was a lot of hand sewing going on, otherwise known as swearing, and chicken pox, also known as rhinestone pox. So lots of stuff like that. So this is what it's supposed to look like. All right. So what we would want to do at this point is take something with edges. If you buy the Rhinestone Kit, it comes in this lovely
really
favorite color, pink box.
I'm surprised you haven't recolored it yet. Has it been on your mind?
It might have popped in my head here and there. All right, so I have my rhinestones. And the first thing that you need to do is get really, really fancy, all right? This is high-tech dump. All right, And then you take your brush and you lightly, don't push, just lightly move them around, and they're going to start to drop into those holes. I'm not sure the technology, how this all works, but there's like a static cling thing that goes on with that brush, and it helps pull them and sit them in the right position. And if you have too many is better than not enough. So just dump the extras on the top and keep moving them around until you get everything in the right position. I'm not going to worry about getting them all in there at the moment.
Because this is like fancy TV.
This is fancy TV. So the transfer paper, come on.
There we go.
There we go. It froze. All right. So once you have everything in there, you're going to want to go around and make sure everything is face up. Again, I know they're not all in there correctly. I just don't want you to have to watch and wait for me to do that, because it's probably kind of like paint dry. If I take this sheet and I set it down, that whole static cling thing is now going to be my enemy, and they're all going to rise up and be mean to you. They're going to move out of position, and you will be very angry and start hand sewing again. What you want to do is start at one side, place one piece along the edge, and then gently roll them down, and everything will stay in position. If you just flatten that down, you aren't going to like it at all, because they will all move. And so voila, everything came out perfect.
Wow.
Look at that.
Great job, Lisa.
We've got movie magic. All right. So once you have everything in place, you're going to press so that they stick to the top piece.
Because the top piece is
sticky. Top piece is sticky. It's transfer paper, and it is ironable. All right. So you can literally put these wherever you want them to go, on a bag, on a purse, on a shirt, whatever you are going to put this on. Of course, the piece that you're going to put this on needs to be ironable.
Oh, darn.
All right. If it has a plastic lining, put something inside so it doesn't seal shut. And in case you guys are all thinking I did that, I did not. Somebody else that used to work here did that. And it was a big mess. So we fixed it. But just in case, just throwing that out there from some experience. All right. So once you have and press all of that there, you're going to take it from a corner, and you are going to slowly angle that up. If you get to a spot that one of your rhinestones does not stick to the transfer paper, simply roll back, repress, and then roll again. Everything should be sticking. If it is not, like I said, simply lie it back down, press that spot again.
Look at you.
And now we have a design that is ready to be ironed to whatever we would like. We take that, we press it to wherever, and then literally hit it with a heat press, hit it with your iron, and then again, gently roll back that corner. If something doesn't stick, repress that spot, and you literally are all set.
Now, do you recommend that you wait until the product is cooled before you peel your paper back, or do you do it when it's warm?
I generally do it when it's warm. It's never been too much of an issue, but you can wait till it's cool. It's not going to hurt anything. The rhinestones won't stick. So cool is fine. But neither have I ever had an issue, as long as you heated it properly to have it stick when they're hot. So I've never had an issue with it either way. That's it.
Look how cute.
Rhinestones are very, very simple, and they are so much fun. Like I said, I have never and I have taught many rhinestone classes. I've never had anything as simple as that.
So cute.
And the half cut feature obviously knows what it's doing.
Yes. So I know you pulled up Disney designs, and this is the Disney model. Are there other built-in rhinestone designs?
No, there are additional rhinestone patterns that you can now purchase. So there are some that you can buy. That there's what is that?
A unicorn.
Unicorn. You can actually see these on Canvas Workspace. So just like you can see all of the other designs that you can purchase, you can, I think it's around 15 to 20 seconds, Marianne. It's been a little while since I've actually hit it with an iron. I know that my little guy there is around 20 seconds for the bigger ones. So I think it's around 15 is about all it takes. But these, you can view all of these designs on Canvas Workspace. If you go to the pattern collections, you can pull up the rhinestone, click see all. So you can see them all, even if you aren't purchasing them, you can see them. So you can decide if you want to purchase them. And there are some very cute ones in there. There is a whole collection of designs that you get when you purchase the Rhinestone Starter Kit itself. Included in that, I think it's 100 designs that you get with that, but included in there are all numbers and letters, which is really, really great. One thing that you want to keep in mind is when you resize designs, those circles are very important because they are the size for the rhinestones.
So don't resize.
Resizing is not something that you really want to do when it comes to rhinestones. So keep that in mind when you're doing things. What you see is what you get.
What you see is what you get. Yeah,
and that's sense. A very, very important thing when you go to resize, when you get into the machine especially, don't resize because it will throw everything off.
But with software, so like you were talking about the craft and cut software, you would
choose what size.
You would choose your size first.
You know,
and then
the craft and cut software, basically you can resize, let's say a unicorn. You have an outline of a unicorn and it comes into the software as a 4-inch unicorn. I could resize it to a 6 or a 7 or whatever, and then click,
turn it to
click, I want that to be rhinestones, and I want it to be rhinestones with this size, and it would turn it into it. Yes.
And when they buy like the design center, the design collection, are they already sized for certain size rhinestones? Do they give you multiple choices?
There is some wiggle room on some things, but not. It usually has different sizes. Some of them have multiple sizes in one design, but there is some wiggle room that you can resize, and it will recalculate them.
So, I mean, like, does it tell you the size rhinestone? Like, is it for a 2 millimeter and then a 4 millimeter? Or
my craft and cut will tell me how many I need. So, like that Wonder Woman one. The reason I know it's over 800 is because I dumped an entire package of these, which says 800 on there. There's 800 in here,
and it wasn't.
It wasn't enough. But if I go into Canvas Workspace, there's actually a button that you can click that says you need 800 of this size and 400 of this size, or what. It will break it down, and you can actually see exactly how many you need of whatever size. It will tell you exactly what it is.
And Mary Ann wants to know, can you use any heat set rhinestone?
Yes, as long as you're using the right size for whatever pattern it is that you've got.
Size is more important than
size
brand.
Matters. How about that?
This particular instance.
So yes, these happen to be, Brother sizes them as 10 SS, which equals 2.8 to 2.9 millimeters. Some companies size them in millimeters, like a 3 millimeter size. Some companies size them as SS. It just depends. So you kind of have to pay attention to what you're buying so that they'll fit in that circle that you're using. So as long as they are going to fit in that circle, you can use any type. Hotfix are actually harder to find. A lot of the rhinestones that are out there are glue fix. So you're actually putting glue on the back of them, which I find personally annoying. Rhinestone Genie has a ton of Hotfix, which are nice and very good quality rhinestones.
Right.
He has shown up at Novi and things. I have bought rhinestones from him, and they're nice.
Absolutely.
It's hard to find rhinestone patterns. There's not a ton of them out there. It's not like Googling for embroidery designs and boom. It's not like that.
Most of what you find is basically what you created. Somebody else.
It's a template. Right.
And they've got them already for you to just.
But even that, there's not the quantity comparative to like an embroidery design. There's nothing in quantity wise like there is from an embroidery. It's much more fun to be able to create your own.
There you go. So that somebody can get on the creating rhinestone template bandwagon.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not hard, but it doesn't always, even with purchasing software to be able to do it, you can't just click a button and then click save. You have to look at it because you can't have an overlapping circle.
Sure.
That doesn't work. And the computer doesn't necessarily realize what it's doing. It is the black felt. I was trying to blend fabric and felt, and that didn't really work. It's called flocking. We certainly sell it here. You can pick it up from us. You can find it on the internet. I can't speak to the quality of it. That is, you would definitely also need a.
I was just pointing out that it comes with like the 2 different pieces that you need.
Yep. So here, when you buy the sheet set, you get 3 pieces of the black and 3 pieces of the transfer. And then you can also buy additional transfer. You can reuse transfer depending on how hot your iron, whatever is. It does tend to crinkle as it gets too hot. So as long as it's not too crinkled, you can reuse it. Once it's gotten super crinkled, the rhinestones won't stick to it, which means you can't transfer them. So then it's time to chuck it and get a new piece. But you can buy more of that transfer. But it's called flocking. And if that's something that you plan to get heavily into, you certainly can find it out there. I can't tell you about the quality of anybody else other than ours, unfortunately.
Maybe
Hi, Diana.
other brands.
I've thought about it, but.
So if they wanted to do a 2-color design for this, do you do it like you do like vinyl? Do you make like 2? Is there essentially I can't find my words.
Yes.
You basically make 2 files, right? So if the Mickey head was supposed to be in a different color, it would be LVE, and then I would do a Mickey head, and then merge them together.
Yep.
Okay.
And if you're doing 2 different sizes, you don't have to, because you could do the big ones first and then brush in the smaller ones after the fact. Good question.
Sometimes I have them.
So, but yeah, I think they're a whole ton of fun.
Yeah.
We actually did the 2 sizes in class. We did the large ones in the circle outside the monograms. I have a multicolored one at home. It's like a rainbow, some love or something like that, where it's an interesting piece of work, but I don't know. Sometimes I like to challenge myself, and then sometimes I look at that and go, "Yep, that's too much work for today."
Yeah, when I was looking at this one here, that unicorn has like at least 3 different colors, and maybe some regular glitter too, transfer vinyl in there as well. So I'm assuming that.
Yeah, you can definitely combine the different types of things and really give a good look of. I couldn't read that far. It's too far away.
And that one's too small, too close.
Exactly.
Yeah. I know.
There's just no happy medium for me these days.
Arms are just not long enough anymore. Dave and I were talking about that this weekend. I was like, I went to try to read something, and I'm like, okay, okay, now I can read it, but now it's too small.
Yeah, I keep putting off going to the eye doctor, but I keep laughing. I just need the reading glasses, and maybe I need more than just the reading glasses. But oh well. But obviously, I really enjoy the whole rhinestone thing.
So cute.
It's a lot of fun. The whole dandelion spray thing. I did actually create that one. That was not a built-in or purchased one. I actually clicked all of those little circles.
Good job, Lisa.
But
it's so cute though.
It really did turn out pretty dang cute. And I'm really sorry that everybody hated me at the end of class.
I think it's amazing how much the holographic.
It really does look like it.
It does look a lot like the
really
rhinestones.
Does look
it
like
just
rhinestones.
has.
And it's funny. I forget who it was that said something. Was it?
I think it was
Cindy.
Yeah.
And we were like, no, it was the dime lady.
Oh,
it was the dime lady.
Right after the dime.
And I went and I cut it, and I was like, oh, be darned. Yeah, that's not what
Then we had to go buy some.
And so then we went and bought holographic glitter, and or heat transfer. That's why we have holographic heat transfer here. And it really does. I'm not sure how well it comes across through video, but it really, really does look just like the rhinestones. So if you have a new little girl, baby, granddaughter, daughter, whatever, out, it is just beautiful. And it's a great way to add without having to worry about little pieces falling off and getting put in mouths and
Exactly.
things. It's so darn cute. So I hope this was helpful for any of you who have a scan and cut, have been thinking about it, or any of the above type of things. And I hope you enjoyed seeing how the movie magic.
We have a new game plan for our Tuesdays. We're gonna keep rotating topics. That's right. So one scan and cut, one sewing, one embroidery,
serger,
and one
then
serger.
back to scan and cut. So we're just gonna keep rotating topics so that we're hoping to hit everybody's topic of interest instead of, oh, they're talking about that again.
Yeah.
So hopefully that will keep everybody interested and everybody getting covered.
Yeah. And if you have any
topic of interest that is of yours, shoot us an email, because I can't promise it'll fit in the next round or something, but we are absolutely happy to try to figure out how to make it work.
Yeah. And always looking for other ideas.
Yeah.
Sometimes we we might think everybody already knows that,
absolutely,
or what have you. We've been doing this for a while, so sometimes we forget that go back to the simple stuff.
Yeah, if sometimes it seems almost too simple to us because we know it. So
right.
It's sometimes nice to be reminded.
Yes.
So yes. Please.
Don't let us. Yeah. Feel free to ask.
Feel free to ask. Absolutely.
Yep, absolutely.
And we look forward to hearing your suggestions, because sometimes it's hard to come up with what to do.
Yeah.
It's, we got our hands full here sometimes, which is nice.
Yes.
Not complaining.
No, it's a good problem to have.
It's a good problem to have is absolutely correct.
Yep.
So we hope you have sunny skies wherever you are. It's a little cloudy here.
Yes.
And we'll
thundering.
Thundering and thunder. Yeah. I wonder what's gonna follow that. So
so we'll
get off. See you next time
power,
before
right?
we lose power and lose you guys. So you have a wonderful, wonderful week. Maybe we'll see you in the morning, and if not, hopefully we'll see you on Friday.
Yep.
So we will.
Scrolling through the bottom.
It is scrolling through the bottom. If you haven't already, check out our website. It's free to register, but you have to register to get the coupon code. So,
and if you were having trouble registering because it kept asking you to put in
your
an apartment number
you don't
or
need
address,
to worry about that anymore. So sorry.
I fixed it. I'm so sorry. If it still asks you that this isn't being shipped, just put NA or whatever.
Yep.
But it should stop doing that. And I'm so sorry. But we have a coupon code good for you that we'll be sending out Friday morning. We'll be live at 3:00. The coupon code will be good in store and online. So if you can't make it here, or if you're far away, we're happy to have you. And we have some fun stuff. We're super excited about it.
We're certainly attempting to get samples and all kinds of fun stuff ready for you guys.
That's right. So we
will hopefully see you there.
Fun.
So have a great week. We'll see you then, and take care. Bye. Stay dry. Hopefully we will too. Bye guys.
Bye.